a lot of parents these days they want to introduce a lot of Indian clothing or Indian outfits to their children because that is one of the ways that they can actually revisit those moments.
Indians, we are in a certain way very rooted to our culture. The guy doesn't think about it just right before the wedding. Your own wedding, you must have not thought in your childhood कि मैं शादी करूँगा तो मैं क्या करूँगा.
So designed for others.
Yeah.
What happened when you decided to make something for your own wedding? What do you think? Like when there is no such occasion where you need to dress up, do guys actually dress up for themselves?
I don't think so. I think guys usually don't dress up even for occasions that they need to be dressing up.
If they get 2 or 3 good compliments, their day is good. But if it is not, they will be keep asking their friends.
See, dressing today is our second skin. Believe it or not, you're not going to roam around naked anywhere.
In a swank way, that's how we roll, chasing big dreams, yeah, we're in control.
Indian men grow up surrounded by tradition long before they actually understand fashion. And clothing in many ways become our first language of belonging. This conversation is not just about trends, it's about what tradition does to the way men dress and the way they feel. Joining me for this candid conversation, Dhanesh and Sameer, two distinct voices behind the menswear label Dhanesh and Sameer, a label rooted in Indian craftsmanship, quiet elegance, and a thoughtful approach to how modern men experience tradition through what they wear. So let's welcome them in a swank way.
That's how we roll, chasing big dreams, yeah, we're in control. In a swank way, that's how we roll, chasing big dreams, yeah, we're in control. Started from the bottom, now we're leading the way. In a swank way, we're here to stay. From the grind to the shine, we're making.
So, in India, when we look back, it is all about tradition and the festivities that comes with the tradition. And specifically, a man will always consider to wear clothes or maybe special clothes for those particular occasions. Right?
Absolutely.
What do you think in 2026 how a man is following those traditions?
So, as a country, as Indians, we are in a certain way very rooted to our culture, okay? But at the same time, we are very heavily influenced. And especially with the times now that where the world has shrunk because of internet, because more of, again, because of social media, the world has shrunk. It's very easy, matlab, today something could be happening in Milan, in Paris, in London, in US, and suddenly tomorrow morning you'll see a reel here, okay, something's happening, and you'll be like, okay, मुझे भी कुछ ऐसा पहनना है. And that's the kind of heavy influence that we are getting. So because of that kind of an influence, what's happening is there is becoming a blend of our rooted traditional Indian attires and the Western trends that are coming in. So of course, in the last few years, we are seeing like there is a transition, there is a bit of a change. So क्या होता है, the core design of an outfit of the Indian attires that remains the same, but it comes with a international flavor.
Okay.
All right. So say it would be something like abroad there is a color scheme or a color pattern that is doing very
Like
well.
pastels, I feel.
Absolutely.
It was not a prefer. Like tradition was not traditionally
Indian.
used in
Exactly. So because again India, we are a tropical climate country, so of course, and the traditional Indian outfits were made by natural dyes and natural use. So of course, we use a lot of natural dyes and natural use, and we use a lot of strong colors because if you see the Indian cultural heritage, we always wore very vibrant colors. From the Raja Maharajas to the local men, and of course, Asia was known for the silks, the beautiful craftsmanship of fabrics in Asia was known for. Of course, in that belt, the Silk Route belt, India is a part of it. So absolutely, we always were rooted with the colors, pastel colors, as you were saying. Of course, like it gradually came in. People started feeling, okay, this is something new, this is something Western, this is something modern. I think I really feel it is not right to call something modern just because it is not Indian.
Okay.
It is it is unfair, I would say.
So, what do you think? Where the design is heading right now?
I think the design is heading in not one direction. The design is heading in multiple directions. I also am seeing that uh, the younger generation is also opting for deep rooted Indian skilled craftsmanship. For example, you see a lot of brands are only using bandhni. A lot of brands are only doing ikkats. A lot of brands are only making garments out of, say, linen, or like, there are khadi specific brands. So there are mal cotton specific brands. Why? Because there is a clientele for it. There is a group that is buying and wants to buy those kind of things. I'm seeing youngsters wear those things, not just streetwear. Of course, we see everyone would say, okay, the fashion is going towards streetwear, it's going towards comfort, but that's not actually true, because if I see, fashion is going in multiple directions.
Right.
Comfort wear, of course, yes, but at the same time, traditional attires are also doing very well.
And also I think a lot of parents these days they want to introduce a lot of Indian clothing or Indian outfits to their children, because that is one of the ways that they can actually revisit those moments.
Absolutely, yes. Of course, see, I always feel any nation's future generation learns about their culture in multiple ways. Fashion is one of the ways. Fashion is one of the way where they understand, okay, this is an event where we wear this type of outfits, and because that's our culture, because that's what we've been doing since generations. Okay, you are okay to tweak it a bit here and there, but it's very important to make your child, like today you have a son, you want your son to wear a kurta during Ganpati. Of course, you don't want your son to wear a hoodie during a Ganpati
I
Aarti,
think,
right?
if you remember, we had actually made an outfit out of my mom's Paitani sari.
Absolutely, and he looked so good in it. I mean, I'm sure you would be having a few pictures of it. That looks so good, because and now imagine he looks at that picture, and he later on speaks to his friends. Now, the moment he talks to his friends, he'll feel okay, like I've done something and I've won something that none of my friends have.
Of course, and the thing is, main part about the Paithani sari is the peacocks,
Absolutely,
right?
yes.
So he started asking those questions on those lines, ki why only peacocks are there,
Correct.
right? So he gets also introduced to the design language of that craftsmanship.
And the entire culture of, like, why the Maharashtrian Paithani saris, why do they have a parrot? Why does it have a peacock? Why are there no lions in
But
it?
I'll tell you honestly what happened. Na? We went to this place, Chhaoni. There is a place near Lower Gad. It's a hotel. Okay. So at the reception, they have kept this huge book about only saris. The first sari of India, and from there till now, how the sari
Have
got
evolved.
evolved, right? And he actually learned that
Absolutely.
at the age of 5.
Yes. I mean, so the history of fashion, history of Indian fashion, if you go to see, is vast, and it's very, very interesting, because, I would say, if you see how India has a diverse range of states. Now, because of the diverse range of states geographically,
Right.
if you go to see the Italian history, okay, like, what do Italians wear? What do English wear? What do Spanish wear? You'll say certain X type for clothing. It will not vary a lot. But if you historically see India, and even today, for a larger fact, if you see what does someone in Kashmir wears, to what does someone down in Chennai wears, to what someone wears in the Seven Sisters in Assam, you'll see the outfits, the color combinations, the type of fabrics, their prints is very, very, very different. And that's the beauty of our country. Like the kind of
And I
diversity we
think
have.
fashion is very underrated in India, because हम लोग हमेशा बात करते हैं कि इंडिया का food it is very flavorful,
Yes.
right? But at the same time, fashion is also, right? Because महाराष्ट्र में भी अगर हम देखें तो महाराष्ट्र के भी different part में अलग-अलग type का fashion.
Absolutely. I mean, see, I would say the thing is the younger generation, and even for us, I think overall wide, I think it is so become, until and unless the West goes mad about it, we don't accept it. As simple as that. Like, how many people do wear Kolhapuri chappals?
Right. And when it was in the
When it was launched in the I think it was a Paris or Milan Fashion Week, everyone went berserk. Like locally, not just abroad, but the local sales of Kolhapuri chappals went up. Why? Because now everyone wants to wear a Kolhapuri chappal. Why? Because the West accepted it, the West likes it, so now we'll want to wear it.
right.
Like it's crazy. I mean, the other day I also saw the मैट व्हाट डू यू कॉल द बेसिकली द मैट जो हमारी चटाई होती है जो चटाई वो भी वीविंग के बैग्स बनते हैं जूट जूट नॉट इवन जूट बैग्स दो दे आर बी केन बैग
right.
सो the other day I was crazy. I saw like cane bags being sold abroad, and it was again in a fashion couture week. Someone I don't remember the brand. They used it, and suddenly you could see in Indian markets, in Indian market areas, you would see like people using cane bags. These things are used by our forefathers since generations, years,
Not only into
centuries.
fashion, but also in interiors, also in your lamps and everything. You get everything in Ken now,
Absolutely.
just because it is popular in Western countries.
Exactly. So the thing is, we have it all. We have so much, but we do not want to try. We do not want to use. How many times do people actually, try a different type of a fabric that is available in Indian states? There's so many different fabrics in Indian states. Okay, like there are few like the pashmina or maybe the south silk or these things, but the moment we go to northeast, there are amazing type of silks, there are amazing type of prints.
We talk about ikat, then we also have sambalpuri.
Yes.
Like the print and the colors, they are derived from natural this thing. Then again mal also. I mean, you will see a lot of homegrown brands. They are actually promoting mal.
Absolutely. Like, and when you say silk, of course, like there are so many variation of silks.
Kanjivaram se leke
Kanjivaram se leke Bhagalpur
Banarasi.
se leke Banarsi se leke, there are so many variations. I mean, even for the modern women, I would say, so my mother, of course, she loves sarees and she has an amazing collection of sarees. And trust me, for her, that's her heirloom. I mean, she really loves it because I know and since my entire childhood, the kind of collection she's built, because she's built a collection that she would buy something that was made from Gujarat, Petani from Maharashtra, the South Kanjivaram, or maybe different variations of the southern silks, or maybe from the other ones from the north. So that's a very good mix. And trust me, majority of the times I've seen whenever my mother like wears sari and she goes for a festive outing, for a wedding, she always gets compliments for her saris. She always is asked, where did you get these saris from? And trust me, I think a lot of times people spend lakhs of rupees on their outfits and they get to get a compliment. They get not asked where did you get the outfit from.
It is about like choosing it from the actually like you choosing it from the source, like where it is derived from.
Exactly. So, and these are the kind of investments I call, where you buy a good sari, and so
But I
right now it's not right now, like people don't value, but if you see your grandmothers, it was used saris used to be passed down generations.
I personally ensure, like whenever we travel, I ensure my mom, my mother-in-law, my wife, three of them, they get the saris from the places that we visit, because the fabrics, the prints, everything is something that you don't get it here.
Yeah, and like it's a new flavor. It's just like you said, the diversity of food. You go and you want to try the food that you get in a particular region when you're traveling. So exactly, textile and fashion is the same thing, that when you go there, you should pick up.
Right.
Yeah, you go to the north, you pick up a nice pashmina, invest in a good quality one, because that's going to, most of these things, when invest in a good quality, it absolutely can last for more than a lifetime.
Right.
For more than a lifetime, of course. And at the same time, it also again passes on
So
to the
generations.
next generation, or at least they get to know, okay, like what this thing is about. Because of course, the moment you buy something, your child has seen it. Your child now knows, okay, ये जगह पे ये मिलता है, और ये जगह पे ऐसी खूबसूरत चीज़ें बनती है.
बिल्कुल. Also, now coming back to the wedding, okay, weddings in India, like big fat weddings, right? Uh, do you think a man is very much into pressure, or maybe he's always under radar at the time of wedding, that a lot of people are observing him, so he wants to do his best, or maybe he wants to portray himself the best, right? Which he normally doesn't do.
So, what happens is, of course, again, weddings is a social event, technically. So, it also implies, and since a long time it's been implied, like, weddings is like where your social status is marked. Okay, so again, how do you show your social status? It's also about, like, I mean, I don't believe in that, but I would say, like, that's the generic.
But also at the same time, Dhanesh, क्या होता है बचपन से it is like lot of men कि they are dependent on some of the other person कि हाँ मेरे को मिल गया ये event आ गया पहन लिया, but when the time is around wedding they get panic कि भाई मुझे क्या करना है suddenly.
Yeah, because see, a bride or a female always thinks in advance. The moment she knows, okay, I have to go attend a wedding, or maybe it's their own wedding, it's their cousin's wedding, friend's wedding, they already know, okay, what am I gonna wear, kind of. Or they prepare in prior, okay, I'll have to go for this wedding, so is my blouse there, or is my lehenga right? Do I need to dry clean it, iron it? She'll think about it. The guy doesn't think about it just right before the wedding in most of the cases, okay? Or maybe the guy has never thought about it. Even for your own wedding, you must have not thought in your childhood कि मैं शादी करूँगा तो मैं क्या पहनूँगा?
Right.
How would I look like? No. Nobody, guys never think that way. Okay, so just because you've not thought, and when the day arrives, suddenly a lot of times people are a little zoned out, I would say, because they suddenly are lost. They're like,
But they're also into pressure.
of course there is pressure because they want to look their best. They don't want to make a wrong choice.
But don't you also think that it also depends on what the bride is wearing, and the entire fashion of a man revolves around what the theme is?
Yes, in most cases.
Because brides, they actually prepare.
In most cases, because the bride has already done her outfits, so the guy will, of course, go with whatever the bride has done and whatever looks good with it. And also in the same way, I would say, see, the guys are a little more flexible. They are okay. They will manage. कि थोड़ा 19-20 चल जाएगा. But of course, girls are very particular that they want something. That means they will be doing that. So in major cases, of course, I've seen couples where the guy says, I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. It doesn't matter what the bride is wearing, because I want to be happy. I like this. I'm gonna wear this. There have been cases where I've seen the guy makes the outfit first, and then the girl follows.
But don't you think so? That is, I mean, it's not about who does it first, but it is also about projecting what you are, who you are, and actually stick to what is comfortable for you. And that will, I think, make you look the best.
Absolutely, of course. That's very important, I think. But most men don't think so much about what they're going to be wearing. It's a very, very, very small percentage of men who think that much.
Okay. So, normally, if a guy comes to you way before his wedding, what kind of question he asks?
If a guy comes to me for
Who is uncertain about these things?
So, the first place, honestly, like, they ask, what do I think as a designer will look good on them? Because they don't want to think about it. They don't want to put pressure on their own brain. And I think that's just, yeah. Like, I mean, like, a lot of times, like, I would go to a restaurant and I would, if I can talk to the chef or the waiter who's serving me, I would ask him, like, what's the best thing that you guys serve? Because that's when I don't want to think about, like, what I want to eat. Or if I want to eat, I would just look at the menu and be like, okay, let's just get.
But then also, don't you think there's pressure on a designer, because that guy is blindly trusted, okay? And once he wears it, of course, for him, जैसे बोला 19-20 चल जाता है, but then people who are around him are going to judge him.
See, I don't see it as a pressure. I don't feel it as a pressure. In fact, I feel it's the best for a designer that can happen, because that's when you get a free hand to do what you do best. Because if someone is, kind of restricting me by saying, okay, I'm only going to wear these two colors, I will only wear this type of outfit, you're limiting my range, you're limiting my arsenal where I can do things. So if you leave that open to a designer, that okay, this is the outfit the bride is wearing, please suggest me the best thing that even, I think that's when the designer can do its best job. Because otherwise, the moment, see, in any form of art, limitations will bring down the creative side of things. Okay, then so that's going to happen. So hence, I think it's very important to, and as a designer, I feel it's not a pressure. It's actually you letting someone do their job and letting them express their art freely.
Okay. And like, what do you think a guy? I mean, what do you think a man is least bothered about when they come to you?
The man is least bothered about,
Or maybe and at the same time they should be.
I think they're least bothered about the type of outfit that they should be wearing. I think most of the times men are mostly concerned about the color. They have a block of the color that कि मैं ये color नहीं पहनूंगा.
Because majority of the time they are mostly into black, blues, and
Yeah. So
right?
so they have the color block. They are okay with the change of type of outfits. That they're absolutely okay. If someone says I want to wear a shirt, I'll say nahi, you wear a bandi. Someone say I want to wear a bandi, we'll say no, wear a suit or a sherwani. They're okay moving around. They're absolutely okay around.
But colors is something.
But color is something that they come with. They're like, okay, listen, I don't wear these colors. I only wear these colors. So I think most men are worried about that. And after that, they're like, okay, the fit needs to be right according to them, not according to me.
Okay.
I think that's one thing I really dislike with a few of my clients, that they want the fit up right according to them.
If you think, I mean, if you see, traditionally we all used to wear loose kurtas, right?
Correct.
But abhi jo fashion hai that we want custom fit and according to your body shape.
Yeah. So see, basically, I don't have a problem if someone wants to wear a loose kurta. Where I say, what I'm trying to say is, if you tell me you want to wear a loose kurta, I respect you. It's okay. It's not a crime to wear a loose kurta. That's fine. But wearing a loose kurta and you expect that look, you should look lean in a loose kurta, that's not possible.
And at the same time, I think design and the kind of work is, and the kind of work that you're doing on that fabric also matters.
Absolutely, it all matters. So, I mean, if you want something to look a certain way, like, I mean, the funny side is, like, sometimes people come to us saying, okay, I really want a slim fit, I need it to look like this. Of course, a lot of times they'll show us pictures of, say, a celebrity, okay, like, the suit should fit like this. And we give that kind of fit. We give that fit. But then the client complains, oh, listen, मेरे हाथ नहीं हिल रहे, I cannot move, I am not able to do a certain thing, ये वो. And I'm like, this celebrity was not going to be doing what you're trying to do. If you want that kind of a fit, you cannot be doing bhangra in a suit. Let's be very clear. If you want to do bhangra in a suit, of course we have to make it like a comfort fit. Not a slim fit, super slim fit, but like a comfort fit. So I think that's something that people really need to understand.
Have you got any unusual kind of requests from your client?
Yeah, I mean, I'd once made a kurta without a sleeve, like without one sleeve. There was one sleeve on the left arm, there was no sleeve on the right arm.
So what was the reason?
I know he just wanted it to be different, and he said, I want it to be unique, and I said, okay, one. I mean, if I do it, like, if you can pull it off, I can make it for you. I don't have a problem making it.
Okay. So Dhanesh, when we talk about craftsmanship for wedding outfits, for specifically for men, how much time it takes?
So it's a very So time can vary, okay, depending A on the type of outfit, the complexity of the outfit, the number of times we need to take trials of for an outfit, uh, and the kind of process it's followed to make that kind of an outfit. Because each outfit can be made in different type of processes. जितना ज़्यादा process होगा उतना ज़्यादा time लगेगा.
Right. So the reason behind asking you this question is like lot of people are unaware. उनको लगता है कि डिजाइनर को दे दिया, मेरे को 2 दिन में कपड़ा मिल जाता है. So when we see those Instagram or Pinterest, those heavy designs or something, it takes time when it is handcrafted, right?
Absolutely. So, of course, it's like some outfits can take way longer. Some outfits can be. So, for example, something as simple as a classic shirt. A classic shirt will not take very long. But say a sherwani or a suit, which is multi-layered. There are multiple layers inside. So every layer needs to be crafted in the right manner. After each and every step, after each and every stitch, it needs to be ironed again. So people don't know. So a lot of times the right fit comes. The structure is made from the fabric being shrunk by ironing.
Okay.
Just how metals are molded by heat, fabric is also molded by heat. A lot of the times, only cutting and stitching is not the way a right fit arrives. Because to get the right curves, you need to shrink the fabric and make the fabric move in a certain manner. So that knowledge, I feel a lot of craftsmen do not even do that, because everyone wants to do a fast-paced production where they can manufacture more outfits. But because in that fast-paced manufacturing, when you start skipping the processes, the end result will not look the same.
Okay.
There will be a huge, massive difference in a outfit that is made following the right processes, and another outfit which looks the same but will not feel the same, will not fit the same, because processes were skipped.
Okay. That that was something I think a lot of people are not aware of.
Of course. Like this is, trust me, this is a part of a knowledge that very, very, very few people know, even in the industry.
Okay. And when we see a lot of designers having their labels and selling in bulk or maybe in fashion outlets, and when you do it customized, right? What is the core difference in that? Of course, custom fitting is there, but apart from that,
See, the core difference is, of course, when it's manufactured in bulk, even I'll first talk about the fashion part. Like when it's manufactured in bulk, for the fashion part, the designer will think, okay, what is the type of design that will be accepted by most people? So in that, the designer tries to play safe. Why? Because he needs to sell all that he's making. Okay. Because the moment you try to become creative, in that segment of people also, there would be some people will like it, some people will not like it. So you are higher risk that all your goods will not get sold. But when you do a bespoke, it's made for you. It's made the way you want it. It's you can play around in the design. That's the fashion part. That's where the designer does not think about being safe. That's where the designer thinks about what creative can I do? How can I make it better? What are the things that I can use? What are the things that I can do more in this outfit? See, the mindset is different when you are creating for something for like a fast fashion mass scale and bespoke. That's the difference in terms of mindset of a designer. I'm saying now coming to the production part. When something is manufactured for the masses, of course, price is a very, very touchy point. Like it needs to be very well priced. To make it very well priced, it needs to be manufactured very fast.
okay.
Because that's how you get your labor cost low. That's how you get your overheads low. So anything that's manufactured very fast, of course, somewhere the quality might not be as good. I'm not saying quality will be bad. Of course, there are a lot of brands who do fast fashion. They do good products, and the quality, they do a good quality check, and they're making really good items. But in Bespoke, of course, it's slow. Okay, and it's slow, and everything goes to a specific process. Everything, because again, your every outfit is new. There is no set parameter, or there is no set principle of the manufacturing, because with every fabric change, the supportive materials will change, the uh, time to iron it changes, the time to fuse it changes, the way to stitch it will change, because some fabrics, while even stitching on the machine, some fabrics start slipping, are slippery. So you have to be more careful. You have to take more time to do it. Some fabric which is coarse and slightly harder, they move faster. So you move faster. So of course, like with the type of fabric, with the type of embroidery, with the type uh, of size, even the size matters, right? So the type of size. So everything goes in a slow process, and honestly, I feel slow is better in fashion and food.
People are also adapting slow life.
Exactly,
Everything.
absolutely. Like I think slow is art. Fast is not art. I think fast is somewhere a version of art. I would say is a copy of art.
Okay.
It's not art.
Thanks for actually letting us know about so many facts, right? And with that, I want to ask you one last thing. So weddings and these festivities, they involve involve a lot of emotions, right? What kind of emotions a guy brings in when they come to your studio for a specific outfit?
Generally, when a guy comes in for an outfit, usually they are very excited. So some of them are very excited. Some of them are a little
Nervous?
nervous, yes, because see, you don't do wedding shopping day in day out, or you've never done wedding shopping in your own life for your own wedding. So that's first time in your life you're trying to do something, and of course they're excited. They are a bit stressed at the same time. They are a bit nervous at the same time. So they are full of emotions. They are also, most of them are confused. They don't know what's the right and wrong thing. So, and yeah, of course, I mean, and especially like I feel like the parents are also very excited, especially the mothers are very, very excited and stressed at the same time, because they keep telling me that, please deliver the outfit on time, we need it on time, and please make sure my son looks good. I think like mothers are a little more concerned about the how their son is going to look like. So yeah, I mean, it's an emotional roller coaster, I think, for everyone in the family when they go out for wedding shopping, because of course it's it's a journey. Again, like the preparation of the wedding, I feel is a more uh, crazy experience than the wedding itself.
Because no matter whatever you do in the wedding, like how grand or how big you do, end of the day, all the eyes are on the groom and the bride, right? So what they wear actually matters.
It matters a lot, absolutely, because it's your wedding, it's your day, and I always tell people, like people spend so lavishly on the decor, on the food, the venue, and everything. So why would you want to underplay your own self? Why would you not want to look best on your own day? Because that's your day. That's very
Okay, so
important.
Dhanesh, tell me, like you have designed for others.
Yeah.
What happened when you decided to make something for your own wedding?
I think I was very clear about what I wanted for my own wedding.
You designed or Sameer?
Of course, I designed my own outfit. So, because see, again,
But
yeah,
then, like other guys, they don't imagine themselves. But you make so many outfits. So have you imagined yourself? I should be looking in this particular outfit.
so I know for the fact I look better in short jacket outfits than the longer ones. So I was very clear that I will wear a bandgala. I will not wear a sherwani. So color scheme, Nilamri had decided her outfit. So I knew the color palette that we would be working with. So I just kind of knew what I wanted, the kind of embroidery I wanted, the kind of layout of the embroidery design I wanted it to, because it's a work, it's something that I do day in day out.
But then something that you do it for yourself on your wedding day. I mean, for your wedding day. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, so so my wedding outfit I think was a bit experimental. Like it's not something that every groom wears normally.
Okay.
So I was very clear that I want to do something that I like to wear. I will be happy with. I'll be comfortable with. Even though if it becomes an experimental outfit, I'm absolutely okay.
Okay.
So I was pretty excited actually. I mean, because for me it was like one of the most exciting projects that I would.
That's what I'm saying because when we make it for everyone and
Absolutely.
you
It
do it
was
for
one of the most
yourself.
exciting projects. I was very happy. It turned out very well, of course, and of course, people loved it. I received a lot of compliments. Very nice.
So thank you so much, Dhanesh.
Welcome, Tushar.
Thanks for your time and thanks for sharing a lot of things with us.
Thank you, Tushar. I mean, it was a pleasure to be with you on this podcast. I really enjoyed our chat.
And as we discussed a lot about weddings, so I'm going to call Sameer for something different. So
Sure.
thank you so much.
Please.
That's how we roll, chasing big dreams. Yeah, we're in control in a swank way. That's how we roll, chasing big dreams. Yeah, we're in control. Started from the bottom, now we're leading the way.
Do you really think अभी social media में even after so much of awareness about men's fashion अभी भी कुछ लोग हैं जो इसको underrated समझते हैं?
That way, yes, I feel there are still many guys who do not. I wouldn't say it's underrated, but they do not value what presentation can do for them.
Okay.
Basically, if they are more well groomed and have wearing better clothes in terms of fit and the neatness, basically is what I am coming to. It is something that people yet don't realize, but I am seeing that it's kind of growing and becoming better. So yeah, I'm hopeful.
So when we talk about men's fashion, women are more concerned towards how their partners look.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on that?
I think they're very sweet. And it's because I'm sure that they feel maybe their partners are not paying enough attention as much as they should, and they cover it up for them. But eventually, I definitely feel that guys should realize it as soon as possible and do the best for themselves so the girls can have more time and do even better than what they are doing now,
Okay.
and makes their life easier.
Okay. So what kind of efforts normally you think a man should do for their self-grooming?
See, first and foremost, I do think that the clothes that you get for yourselves need to be good fit wise. You should understand your body shape and size, and accordingly, what kind of clothing can elevate your presence. So, based on those things, especially the fitting, and then of course, focusing on different colors given the vibe that you're wanting to go in. So, you have those kind of colors also in your wardrobe. Not
What
many.
kind of colors?
So I feel the most simplest colors start with neutrals.
Okay.
I think they are the ones that fit in almost everywhere, and then you can bring in a few pops of colors in, whether it be pastels or a little brighter ones. Then according to event, you can always manage what you can do with them. So fit, color, and I think your hygiene especially goes to your haircut, and whether you keep your face clean and then you work out, drink enough water, so that glow is also there. I think that also counts in grooming for me, and that is effort.
Okay. And like for you, when did this fashion thing happen?
I think so. We have grown into a family where my dad, my grandfather, they have all been into the fashion business, and so I was groomed a little since I was a child. But then, let's say if I had to be talking about my awareness about what I am doing, what I am wearing, and how I should be presenting myself, came in much later. To be honest, especially when I got out of school, and then a few years when I started to learn the work at our place, and it took me about 5 to 7 years to actually realize what I needed and what I needed to do to represent my brand in the best way possible, and of course myself wherever I go.
Okay. And what do you think? Like when there is no such occasion where you need to dress up, do guys actually dress up for themselves?
I don't think so. I think guys usually don't dress up even for occasions that need to be dressing up sometimes. But no, that I think that is an occasion where 99% of guys would feel like, okay, like we don't need to dress up, so we'll just wear anything that we wear on a daily
So when you
basis.
talk about need, like what do you mean by need? Like what is the need of dressing up yours?
As long as you are going out into that world and there are people you'll be meeting, it is, I think, very important that you always be at your best level to also honor yourself and to also show respect to the person you're meeting. It creates that initial good moment and a special connection with whoever you meet, because it gets easier for everyone. And the same happens. See, I'll ask you, like, in the sense, when you're meeting somebody and they enter the room, you look at them and then they're really well dressed, well groomed. The first impression that comes to your mind is, okay, I think maybe I would like to speak to this person. Who is he and know what he does, what they are all about, basically general human connections. So it gives you that ticket to start that conversation quickly.
Right. And the comfort also, right?
Of course, comfort, confidence.
Okay.
Because then when you're sitting and talking to someone, you're not conscious every minute ki acha, what kind of clothes I have worn, whether they are good or not good. That too, if that is you that you realize.
You know, one thing I am telling you honestly, like people who are always dressed up for themselves never feel underconfident because it happens, right? You smell good, you are well groomed, you are entering a room. Maybe there was no occasion, but
Yeah.
you start the occasion.
Right. Yeah. You definitely elevate the vibe of the room when you are well prepared for wherever you are going, because then it shows your sincere effort into making the quality better of wherever you are.
And do you think like a lot of guys do this for validation?
Well, I'm not really sure, because as for me, I have never sought validation from others, because at the end of the day, it's all about me feeling good, happy, and comfortable in what I'm wearing. Then that brings out, that shows in the confidence when I speak or meet people. So validation is something I've not focused
Okay,
so much
but in
about.
general, like, don't you think so? Validation also boosts your confidence in terms of fashion or maybe dressing up.
Well, a few compliments here and there is never bad, no?
Huh.
So, but I would not use the word validation over there, because it kind of shows it in a negative way. I would rather say that it boosts your confidence that the path you have chosen, what you are doing is correct, and that you must keep moving.
Okay. And like, why do you feel like there are people, like I've heard there are people in this world, if they get two or three good compliments, their day is good. But if it is not, they will be keep asking their friends, am I not dressed properly?
Yeah. So I think that comes out from less experience in terms of dressing style, and people who just begin, and that is somewhere okay initially to be asking people if they are liking, especially if you're meeting your friends or someone known. But over a period of time, once you do this over a period of time, then it gets better with you, so you don't feel like the need to ask anyone. It's just that you understand, based on when you enter the room, how you feel and how people react also, that slight bit. So it helps a lot, but now you should not be asking like too many times, too many people, then that doesn't really help you.
And what are those few occasions that you think a guy should never be underdressed?
Well, I feel you should never be underdressed anyway, ever. But in case, let's say, you still want to be in your comfort zone, do not want to put in that time and effort because it's not required, maybe. I still feel when you are invited to some place, be it anything, somebody has invited you, you must show your appreciation and respect by being presentable, putting in that time and effort, and then reaching and meeting them at your best.
True, because they are also making effort that someone is coming.
Of course. No, I'm sure they must have prepared so many things for your
For
arrival. So
for
it's
your
better
arrival.
that you, respond in the same manner.
Okay. And according to you, right now in 2026, what is passion leading towards?
I think fashion today is leading towards a lot of creativity and openness, in terms of there are no boundaries set by anybody. You cannot wear this, you cannot wear that. Everybody would like to explore something that is good for them. So it is more freedom than followership. So I like the idea because everybody then has their unique identity and they're not just trying to be someone else.
But don't you think so? Like, if there is a trend going on and there is an individual who has some different type of dressing, okay, so he feels okay, I am isolated.
You should not technically feel like that because what I believe in is that I am dressing for myself to show who I am. Like who I am, and I don't want you to be following trends and dressing up because then that's not you. Right? The whole idea, see, dressing today is our second skin. Like, believe it or not, you're not going to roam around naked anywhere
Right.
apart from your own comfort zone. So I believe your dressing should resemble who you are in the best manner because then that gives you maximum confidence. The moment you go away from it, your doubt creeps in like water. Even the slightest crack, and then over a period of time, it can flood you with so many different complications and complex thoughts. Then your confidence level drops. So it does not matter what is trending. What at the foremost matters is whether it suits me, whether it is who I am, and then if it fits the trend, great.
Okay.
But if you still want to follow a trend, maybe wear it, do a video, and just remove it again.
So when we talk about trends, so we also need to understand that there is certain weather condition that you will be wearing certain clothes according to the weather conditions. But there are people, let's say it's summer, but still they are wearing 3 4 layers just to dress up. So what do you think? Like they can also say that okay, I am dressing up for myself. So like,
Well, as long as they are not feeling, let's say, hot in that weather, they can wear it absolutely fine. No problem at all. As long as the person is comfortable, it is great.
and what do you mean by comfort?
Comfort. By comfort, like you should not be, visibly at discomfort. Maybe, you're sweating or you keep moving your body and adjusting your clothes. That is not comfort.
Okay.
If that is not happening, that means you're comfortable. There's a decent charm on your face as well because then you're not worried in that aspect. Now, very good question actually, because even I was thinking a while ago that I know we are in Bombay, the weather is Mumbai, the weather is not that great or pleasant most of the time. I do believe that I like wearing layers and that the weather also does not support. But the difference comes in at this point that I'm not outside for more than one day in a week.
That's what, and majority of our time we are in
You're
office
either
spaces.
indoors, you're in the car, you're in some premises. Like we are not on the road standing for someone, under the sunlight. So I think it is still fine that you're not dressing as per the weather because I'm not going for a trek. I'm sitting in my car or any transportation. I'm reaching the destination more or less everywhere it is air conditioned now, so it's pretty good. And then you still have the option to remove it if you don't want to. So it is good that you have that option to add that extra layer, and that you should definitely do it if you can.
Also, do you think if someone is wearing certain what outfit, if someone is wearing certain outfit, according to that person, of course, that is best of what he or she likes.
Right.
But few people, or maybe there are a category of people who always criticize or always talk about the fashion sense of others.
Right.
Right. So, how it affects psychologically to other person and to themselves also.
To the person who's wearing it.
Wearing it also and to the person who is doing it. Like when you are commenting on something, so maybe there are maybe college going crowd or maybe office, and someone is commenting, "अरे क्या पहना है तूने आज?"
Right. So there are two kind of possibilities here. One, the person who's commenting has no idea about fashion. And second is if they do have an idea, then I'm sure there must be something you should evaluate. And if you have still found nothing, that everything seems okay, then you just keep continuing because like I said, you're dressing for yourself more than you're dressing for anybody's certificate. And let's say the person does not know, you still keep moving.
Like you being in the fashion industry, for you, It is maybe very easy, or maybe over the time you have realized that this is a sense of fashion that you are carrying for
Correct.
yourself, or maybe you're suggesting others also. But a person, a random person who picks up anything and shows up to certain events, for the entire room, that one person becomes a spotlight.
Perfect.
So,
Understood.
what do you think
So what
about?
I believe is this is where your journey begins with passion, right? Now, if that person is not aware or has not realized, maybe that moment will give him a shock or her a shock to begin thinking as to what was done wrong, what I could do better. Once you put in that kind of thought in your mind, you invest your time and energy, you can always get better. Let's say he was the person who in the room, somebody commented, you go back home and you forget it, which is also fine. But if you have the mindset, okay, I always want to improve, then you may put in some thoughts, maybe ask some close friends who dress well, take help from anybody you know, and maybe ask them for their opinion as well. And if they say the same thing, then you have more surety that okay, maybe I need to improve on certain aspects. It's all about communication with yourself and your close ones, whoever you trust.
Okay. And what about the, so the thing is, it is not always feasible for people to buy new clothes every
Right.
time, right?
Right.
And when we talk about fashion, fashion is very fast moving,
Right.
right? And when we see Instagram or we see any social media platform, so we see lot of
Right.
options.
Right.
Then how a person can actually fit into a position where okay, he's not also spending too much, but at the same time he's also uh, very well dressed.
Perfect. So here the question is how much you want to stand out each and every time, right? If those are large number of events that you want to stand out exclusively, then you need to be investing money on those kind of dressing outfits. But if that is not the case, but you still want to be elegant, nothing will ever beat the classic and the neutrals
Okay.
because they are like the foundation. You can never go wrong with them, right? So if you have let's say 70-80% of those kind of colors and outfits in your wardrobe, be sure that you will always be up to the point or up to the mark wherever you go. Have 20-30% of something different, something stylish for events where you want to be a little exclusive, where you want to feel that okay, I have done a little bit extra for this event. You also need to have those kind of things. Now that does not necessarily mean that you need to buy many outfits. Maybe 2-3 garments of that sort paired with the other classics that you have, you can create 7 to 8 or maybe even 10 combinations that you can wear over the year.
Okay.
Now, if your number of events exceed those kind of things, then you must understand that there is more requirement for investment in your wardrobe. So you have to match your lifestyle with the wardrobe.
Also, when we talk about lifestyle and the professions, right? The fashion or maybe clothing also requires for certain professions majorly,
Right.
or certain professions where it is not required to. I mean, maybe people who are working for corporates, they are major like 90% of the time they are wearing formals,
Right.
right?
Right.
If you are into college, you might wear some baggy pants or maybe some
Correct.
T-shirts, or
Correct. The
those
hip
are
hop
the
style.
hip hop style,
Yeah.
street fashion maybe.
Street fashion.
And maybe if you are in what maybe in something in maybe entertainment or media
Right.
industry, so you
Wherever you have to be visible.
yeah, right. So when we cater to these three major categories where fashion is defined,
Right.
and one is very the media is very broad spectrum, you can wear anything anytime.
Right.
So what are the tips for the people who are into particularly in corporates and maybe colleges?
So for them, I know when I was young, and of course I was at the stage where I was also beginning to learn about myself and figuring out what I could be and do things in a certain manner. What I understood at that point of time was do less but do good, rather than doing more but doing okayish. You know what I mean?
Understood.
You may have lesser options, lesser different types of styles that you carry, but What really matters is that whatever you're doing has to be in the best way possible you can do, because you see yourself every day, day and night, right? Now, when I think from the perspective of a second person, nobody is seeing me every day being dressed right. Some will see me maybe once a week, thrice a week, once a month, or once in a year also. So for them, it is still that okay, I have seen him in 2 3 different styles. You feel it more because you see yourself more. It's a mind creating the doubt. But the fine line is do less but do the best you can.
Okay.
More is never the answer.
And so you guys are into majorly into traditional outfits,
Yeah, wedding wear.
wedding wear. So when we talk about wedding outfits, what is the major difference which comes? Of course, a design and everything is there, but in terms of fabrics, I'm talking.
Right.
What is that you understand according to the Indians?
Uh, See, traditional wear, from what I understand, is more about celebrating our culture with a little pop, right? We are not subtle anywhere. Like when I say subtle, we are not doing the toned grays and all those things. We believe in color because we have so many different festivals, and festivals or even occasions that we have in a traditional Indian family, they all call for colors because that is how we have grown up. Also, when you were a child, you may have seen different decorations, even in your sweets during occasions that your mother or anybody would be making during those festivals. You see always different colors: orange, red, yellow. So our mind has understood the concept of color so well related to festival, we can never do whites or much of that during that. So what I feel is that Indian traditional outfits stand out based more on our colors,
Okay.
right? And more on our colors and the level of bling or intensity you can get to the outfit then. So this definitely stands out for me, and we work quite a lot on that. But again, we also I like to personally balance out with the modern culture as well.
Okay.
So I'm not wanting to be too much, but I don't want to be too subtle also. You just need to have that delicate presence.
Okay. So, what are the things that you feel a guy should always avoid when it comes to fashion?
See, first and foremost, that comes to my mind is ill fit. Because however good the fabric may be, the color or the brand that you have chosen, at the end of the day, if the fit is not neat, you don't look complete, and it's kind of a negative pointer. So I think not to focus on too many things, because if I say now two, three, four different things, you will not have anything to wear, or maybe your mind will be full of doubt. But the one for most important thing I would like to mention is the fit.
Okay.
Be neat.
So, when we talk about fit, so according to maybe like let's say I like which is something very relaxed, not something
Right.
too tight.
Right.
But for certain people, it is they like body hugging clothes.
Right.
So, how do you define that ill fitness?
Ill fitness, when I say ill fitness, first and foremost, it has to do something with you. Like whenever you're moving, sitting, or when you get up, if your mind gets conscious कि अच्छा मेरा कपड़ा ठीक कर लेता हो या कुछ तो गड़बड़ होगा, that is an ill fit. First, from your perspective, right? From the person who's wearing it. Now, from the perspective of a second person, like say if I am sitting and if I am watching something and seeing somebody, then it would be more about your clothes. There's a thin line between doing comfort wear and slim fits. People generally go towards the extremes of both. People who are wanting to be wearing comfortable clothing, which then gets to a little extra comfortable, and the slim one goes too tight. So the understanding of where it is slim and where it is comfortable needs to be realized more based on your own body as well. You need to figure out over a period of time after wearing and seeing certain fits. It's not something that comes to you at once or at the first time. It sometimes may require you to try it out 7 times or 8 times also. The initial phase of any kind of fashion is always investment, because you require some kind of purchasing power, some kind of like some time and energy that you put your thought into it. But once you understand what that perfect spot for you is in terms of comfort, you will never forget it. Every time you go to purchase something, you'll have that in mind and you'll probably mention it 3 times. Ki, "Nahi, when I say comfort, it has to be on these margins." So it's a journey you have to learn over time.
Okay. So as designers, how do you think like you help other person to identify what is good for them?
So it's difficult to meet and tell someone, okay, this is what is good for you, because of course we do that, but it is something that when I do the job, let's say they trust me, I have met them for the first time. Once I have given them the fit that I feel, they'll be comfortable in, confident in, and will look gracious. They need to experience it first before believing me. Now, once they have experienced that kind of energy and the charisma that they carry later on, that is when they start understanding, okay, this kind of fit is good for me. It is never like when I tell them and they'll just follow. It should never happen like that. I feel I can only advise, I can suggest, and maybe do the first fitting for you. Then you need to give me the proper feedback how you have felt. And then it's my job to improvise on areas where you are not comfortable.
Okay.
It's a process. It's a slow process you have to give in your time. It is not a software where I put some formula and then there's a result. It will never happen like that.
And why do you choose custom made outfits over the ready made?
Right. I feel custom made outfits offer you the luxury of choice
Okay.
first. Second, of course, fitting is there because everything is very apt. There's always guidance as to what you can do and what is possible for you. So those kind of things definitely give you the edge over buying something ready, because whenever you buy something ready, you need to be really lucky for everything to fall into place at one go. Most of the times you will notice that there is always something that just keeps hitting your mind कि maybe shit थोड़ा ये और ऐसे होता it would have been better, but ठीक है, I maybe I will wear it, I have no problem. That is the kind of vibe you have with that. The moment you get to custom made, you are aware that whatever I like and however I like it can be done,
Okay.
given that the designer, the store can provide you those kind of services.
And do you think like brands or labels they add some persona to any person like as a fashion?
Today's time, I think it does matter for the general public. But what I would like to mention is that for the person who's wearing it, it should not be a big deal. Because then maybe the confidence that is showing does not come from within, but comes from what the brand, whatever you're wearing, provides you, which is not good for the long term. Maybe on the day, a few days, you should definitely be happy if you have got something really valuable. It is great, but at the end of the day, we should realize that our confidence must always come within, from ourselves, who we are.
And what do you think a person gets to know about fashion? Is there any particular duration? The way you said you took around 5 to 7 years
Yeah.
for an average person who is not even from any fashion sense or maybe background.
Right.
What about that?
So what I think is people expect कि मैं 1 week में चेंज हो जाऊंगा, कि रातों रात मेरी डेस्टिनी बदल जाएगी या मेरा ऑरा बदल जाएगा. It is never like that. It is a game of patience, and that the more time and thoughts you invest into yourself, into what you want to do and how you want to improve, the better you get over time. Because even though you have formed a thought that okay, I will do it like this, I will do that or this, until and unless you execute and experience the result, you won't know, and then you won't improvise from there. You need to know that whatever you're thinking, okay, it is falling into the same kind of vibe that I was thinking about, and then over a period of time you'll find minor improvements time and time again, and maybe in a few years you will get to one of your best levels. It never stops there also. There is always, the sky is the limit, but at least give yourself some time and opportunity to improvise. Don't get demotivated even at the slightest discomfort or not getting a compliment or getting a bad review. Don't let your mind accept those things at once. Give yourself the opportunity to put in that kind of effort to make the improvement. Because at the end of the day, when we are living, we are doing everything in life. it is all about getting better.
Of course.
Having that kind of mindset and goal is very important here. That is what allows you to give yourself that time and just, not beat yourself up everything. So we don't want anything at once. Slow but steady. You must reach there.
Yes, and the way they say, like every stage of your life requires different
Of
type of
Of
this.
course.
But similarly for fashion, as you upgrade or as you move ahead up the ladder,
Yeah.
every stage of your maybe events in your life or maybe professionally
Right.
or maybe personally also, so you will require to upgrade your fashion as well.
Of course. It's a very good question because some time ago I was sitting and I was just asking myself, because whenever you find something nice for yourself, तुम्हें ऐसे लगता है ठीक है now this at least I think कि or I used to think कि this is now final and I want to have this towards the end of my life. That this should work. But then over time, like I again said, when you give yourself time, you think about it, you understand what I have realized it, okay, now no. I don't want that to be there till the end of my life. For me, the only constant will always be change.
Change.
Because if that is there, it means I am improving, or at least I am giving myself the opportunity to adapt and improve.
Right.
In terms of my look, I do not want to look young when I am old, to be honest. You know why? Because I want, if God has offered us this one life, beautiful life, where we are having 3, 4 different phases, I want to live each of those phases how they are meant to be. Like when I am old, I want to have gray hair, saggy skin. I want to do that comfort style clothing to look my age, but also experience that phase of life because at this moment I don't know what that phase is. So if I can have variety in my life, why must I live in only a singular way? So that is what I believe also relates to fashion as well. For this phase, whatever I am saying definitely is coming through experience, but I know maybe let's say 5, 10 years down the line, if I again get the opportunity to sit here and speak to you, I may have improvised thoughts and
Right.
decisions, which is what I am hoping.
And I think before we actually start this podcast, you got this outfit for me. So
Right.
similarly, we discussed the same thing. Like
Yeah.
change is always constant.
Right.
So for that particular phase, the outfits that you created before,
Right.
that was the phase that actually created magic. But now we elevate.
So happy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you because I feel it definitely adds a lot to your aura as well, and I can see the confidence and that smile which never goes away. So it's kind of a compliment to me like that. Without you saying it, I'm very happy.
So thank you so much, yeah, Sameer.
Most welcome.